Hello to members, guests, and friends of the Can-Am Pipes and Drums. In this short video, we're going to help you with downloading the music from the Scotland2014.ca website. Now, downloading files from the internet can vary depending on which kind of computer you're using and which kind of browser you're using to surf the internet. So some of you may be using a Mac computer. I suspect most of you are probably using a Windows computer. And in this example, we are using a Windows computer as well. We're using Windows 7. If you have a slightly older computer, you might be using a computer with Windows Vista, and you should see pretty much the same thing that we're going to show you in this video. If you're using an older computer that still has Windows XP, then you'll want to watch one of the other videos that's posted on the music page. Now, there are a lot of different browsers that you could be using to surf the web. The most common one is Internet Explorer, and that's what most of you are probably using. But some of you might be using Google's Chrome browser, or perhaps Mozilla Firefox, or maybe even Safari. We'll ask, for the sake of simplicity, if everybody just use Internet Explorer to download the music, and that way we can be sure that everybody will have success. So you'll see that we're on the homepage of Scotland2014.ca, and I'm going to go ahead and click on the new music item, menu item that was added recently, which most of you have found. We've changed the page just ever so slightly. Here is the link to the music files that you need to download. It's called the Can-Am Pipes and Drums 2014 tunes.zip. That's the name of the file we'll be downloading. Now, what is a zip file, you ask? And that's where some of you might be encountering some difficulty. Well, a zip file is like a small suitcase, and we've taken the 29 tunes and put them inside the suitcase and zipped it up and compressed them so that the downloading happens easier and faster. We could try posting 29 separate files for you to download, but that gets a little bit complicated. So for simplicity, we've created the single zip file. So we're going to need to do two things. We need to download this zip file to your hard drive, and then we need to open it and extract the 29 tunes so that they're ready to play with your bagpipe music writer program. So here's how we do it. Now, if we were to click with our regular left mouse button, the most commonly used mouse button, well, depending on which version of Internet Explorer you're using or which version of Windows you're on, you might see a couple of different things. In this case, when I click, I'm prompted to either open this file or save it, or save as, which allows me to choose where I'd like to save it. But clicking with your regular left mouse button can result in a couple of different experiences for people. So let's try and make the experience the same for everybody. So I'm going to cancel what I've done here. And instead, let's hold our mouse over top of this link, and let's right-click with the right mouse button, something that you probably don't do very often. When you right-click, a small menu appears, and you want to select Save Target As. Now that's going to prepare to download the file from the internet to your computer. You have the option to change the file name in this box here, but we'll leave it just as it is. And you can also choose where on your computer you'd like to save the file. For simplicity, let's just click on Desktop, so it'll be easy to find. And then we'll click on Save. And just like that, the file has downloaded and saved to your desktop. And we'll go and look for it in just a moment. Some of you, depending on which version of Internet Explorer you're using, you may see this little message down here at the bottom that says the download has completed. And you can go ahead and close that message. If you don't see a message of that sort, not to worry. Now let's go up to the top right and let's minimize Internet Explorer so that we're looking at our desktop. And somewhere on your desktop, in the first open available spot between all your icons, you'll see this new icon appear, the Can-Am Pipes and Drums 2014 tunes. Now, depending on how your computer is set up, you may see the .zip extension here, or you may not. Doesn't matter either way. So what do we do now? Well, now step 2. We need to open up this small zip file, this small suitcase, and remove the tunes. So let's double-click with our usual mouse button, and a window opens up, and here you will see the 29 tunes that are used with Bagpipe Music Writer. Now again, depending on how your computer is configured, you might see the .bmw or the .bww extensions, or you may not. You might just see just the beginning of the file name, and that's fine. Either way, it doesn't matter. What do we need to do? We need to come up here and select Extract All Files. That's going to pull them outside of this small suitcase, if you will, this zip file, and it's going to return them back to their normal normal way of being, and it's going to allow us to plop them somewhere onto the hard drive where they'll be ready for playing. Now normally this extraction process gives you a default file, or a folder rather, where it will place these tunes, and we'll just accept this default suggestion that it gives us, and we'll say extract. Now this box here, show the extracted files when complete, it might be checked, but just to keep our screen experience simple so that we don't have all sorts of extra windows popping up, let's make sure that box is unchecked. And we'll select extract. That'll take just a moment. You might see a screen flash as you just saw there, and that's the 29 files coming out of the zip file. And when that's done, you'll see probably a new folder appear over here on your desktop. Let's minimize all the screens that we have here. In this case, we've had a small crash with the extraction process, but we'll just hit cancel and we'll make that go away. There we are. So here's the original zip file that we had. And here, somewhere on your hard drive, somewhere on your desktop, you're going to find this new folder called Can-Am Pipes and Drums 2014 Tunes. If you double click and open up that folder, here are your 29 files that are ready for playing. Now, in our particular example here, we don't have Bagpipe Music Writer installed on this computer, so we can't show you how they would work, but I would be fairly confident that if you were to double click on any one of these files, Bagpipe Music Writer should open up and the tune should start playing. If you have any difficulty with that part of the process, you may want to talk to your tour directors about how Bagpipe Music Writer is working for you. So again, this is how we've extracted the, downloaded and extracted the tunes for a Windows 7 computer and using Internet Explorer. If you have Windows XP, have a look at the other video that's linked on the tunes, on the music page at scotland2014.ca. You'll want to watch the other link here, and that will show you how things will look if you're running Windows XP.